Let's Scare Jessica to Death. What a title. 1971. A recently institutionalized woman has bizarre experiences after moving into a supposedly haunted country farmhouse and fears she may be losing her sanity once again. Directed by John D. Hancock, who did Bang the Drum Slowly and the 1989 holiday classic Prancer. Written by John D. Hancock. His only other writing credit was some movie called Weeds with Nick Nolte. Also written by Lee Calcham, a seasoned television writer whose most recent contribution was a short-lived 1994 Gene Wilder sitcom called Something Wilder, which I advise you to look up on YouTube because it's worth your time. Do you have any additional information?
Tagline: something is after Jessica. Something very cold, very wet, and very dead.
Ooh.
Distributed by Paramount Pictures. It was out on DVD in 2006. That's long out of print. It's kind of pricey to get. This is on Shudder. Check it out.
Right off the bat, I started enjoying this movie. Always a good move to start things out in a cemetery. Stellar score by Orville Stober. And it just feels good to go back to this time period in horror history. If you see a movie from this time period that you haven't watched before, especially from like Paramount, because they really were doing some good shit at this time period. I love finding movies that I've never seen that are this quality. Jessica's voiceover narration is really cool. The way they did it, it's moody and sets a tone for what's to come. She's kind of talking to herself. It's really cool. The cinematography is no joke. It is a very artistic presentation. The guy who did it is Robert M. Baldwin, who did Andrew Dice Clay's The Dice Man Cometh special, Basket Case 2, and Frankenhooker. So he's an artisan. The sound mix is also very well put together, especially for this time period. It's a real power move to break out a fucking cello. I'm telling you what, this dude breaks out a cello. I don't care what the circumstances are. If you bring a fucking cello into the situation, it's gonna go one or two ways.
It's atmospheric.
You're either gonna fucking fail big time or blow everybody away. It's also a power move to say, let's have a seance. The answer to that is always no. We will not be having a seance, you dumbass. A seance, you fucking dumbass. The one thing I'm confused about is when Jessica's husband says, well, if we're going to find anything around this place worth selling in town, we better start looking. No money, no food. Which led me to believe that these people are flat-ass broke.
Yeah, they spent their like savings on the house.
They somehow managed to buy a house and are relying on potential antiques to foot the bill for their survival. Why the fuck are they goofing off and swimming and shit when they should be hitting the pavement in this weird town and getting those fucking apps in there, man? Get the apps going.
The 70s.
Kids these days don't fucking learn anything. I also don't understand why they say that the mouse they catch is a mole. I mean, it's a fucking mouse. You could have cut that shit out altogether. But I've seen a mole before. And I
thought it was a mouse too. I didn't rewind it or look at anything.
Don't bite on me. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we're dealing with a vampire situation or some sort of succubus. The bleak ending is perfect, and I really wish I had the soundtrack to this movie. It seems to be a little bit hard to find even on YouTube, but it overall seems to be something that exists in a physical world. I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find a record or anything of this soundtrack, but the movie's right up there with The Changeling as far as a haunted house supernatural film. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I'd look for this to have a good Blu-ray release soon.
Now that it's on Shudder and
and especially it's out of print. Like there's, I mean it's from the 70s, but it's from 71. But I've only heard about it the last couple of years.
Right.
And I've wanted to watch this for the last couple of years. I've heard good things about it. So, yeah, once I saw Shudder was releasing this, I was pretty happy about that. So it's a psychological horror. It plays a lot on mental health. She was institutionalized. She's a little bit crazy. She gets out. She starts seeing some stuff. She don't want to say anything to the other people because they'll think she's nuts. Right. So it plays a lot on that aspect. PG-13. I think that's. I don't
Right.
think it was PG-13. I don't think they did that in the 70s.
I don't know.
But I'm guessing it's for the 2006 DVD.
Right.
Either way, it's not gory. There's not a lot of. I mean, I guess there's some violence, but it's not gory. No blood. Extremely atmospheric, though. It looks good and it feels good. Not only does it look good, feel good, because it's that 70s horror. I love that. But it's just extremely atmospheric. It's gothic. It's spooky. It's haunting and chilling. It's
Right.
all the cool adjectives you can use. This movie is the music's good, and that helps play on the atmosphere. And the sounds, all the whispers and stuff going on. It's really really good. It all fits perfect with what's going on. The acting's solid. Story is good. It's unique. I'm not sure I've seen a movie, I don't know about ever, but at least from the 70s, like this movie.
Yeah.
Like a vampire
definitely
psychological
like
thriller. Like but it's terrifying. It's horror. It's creepy. It's very heavy. I highly recommend it. I give it an 8.
So there we go. We could say
That's definitely improved.